It's a matter of opinion. If I'm right, but I'm leaving off for now to go outside, putting shores and
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Matter of Opinion. I'm
What's
Wally,
up?
aka Walls P, and today we got two guests. We got my man Victor, who y'all seen on the Obama versus Trump video. You wanna say what's up?
Hey, what's up, fellas?
Nah, you could check you could check his YouTube channel. God Has Victor's Back, and then we got Deontay, aka Mr. Talk Edit.
What's good, y'all?
He's here to give his 2 cents, on the topic today of Black Lives Matter. You like how I did that, right? Now, you could also check out his YouTube channel, Talk Edit. My 2 personal favorites from his channel is I Need to Find $11,800, which is an homage to Trump. Vic, I know you won't be happy about that. And then the second one I love is Trump won't renounce white supremacy and is banned from Twitter. So yeah, check out his channel. And yeah, you'll find some amazing content on there. All right, so today's topic is gonna be about the whole Black Lives Matter movement. Now, to get things started, the question I have for you guys is, what are your views on Black Lives Matter, and do you support it? So we're gonna start with you, Vic.
I don't really support them too much. They're more negative. That's what I say, And until Black Lives Matter don't start coming out and protesting, every time a black kid gets shot up innocently by these scumbags in our neighborhoods, I cannot support them, we're killing each other wholesale, but Black lives don't matter when we kill each other. You know what I'm trying to say? It only matters when a white man kills a black person. You know what I'm saying? We gotta stop that BS already with that racism stuff and everything. You know what I'm saying? A lot of our people, they look for the bullets that they put in them. You know what I'm trying to say?
Mm-hmm.
If I stop you and ask you for your license, give them the license. Don't run your mouth on them.
Yeah.
That man could have had an argument with his wife or something. You gave him the perfect target to take it out on. What's so hard about taking out your license and giving it to him? And you were speeding down the street on top of that. You were speeding and you getting upset because the cop stopped because he was white. You're really getting mad because he's white. You're not really getting mad because he's stopping you,
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. I see Black Lives Matter, we Antifa burning down and destroying our neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you. All right, what do you got to say to that, Deontay?
Well, first I'm going to answer the question how I feel about Black Lives Matter. I support the movement. I support the Black Lives Matter movement as far as speaking out when something happens with the police. I do not support the Black Lives Matter organization. They have their own opinions and they do more than just speak out against police. They speak out against other things. The nuclear family, they speak out against the nuclear family. They have their own page and their own opinions. I don't support all of that. I just support the movement about speaking out against violence from the police. And the answer to what he just said about they don't come out when black people kill black people. Okay, that's not their focus. You have other groups that come out when black people kill black people. You have Moms Against Gun Violence. You have Moms Against Senseless Killing, Mask, March. You have Kids Lives Matters, which came out after Black Lives Matter, that focuses on the kids dying in the black neighborhoods. Every different group focus on specific things, and every group doesn't have to focus on everything. No group focuses on everything.
All right, me on the outside looking in or whatever, I will say this. As far as like the other groups and everything, as far as like Black Lives Matter, Mask and things of that nature, in order to get a movement going, you also need your white counterpart, your Latino, your Asians to all work in cohesion with all the movements. That's how change is sparked, like the civil rights movement and stuff like that. But with that being said, I agree with the Black Lives Matter movement. I support it and everything like that. But us as Blacks, in order to get other ethnicities into the movement wholeheartedly, you got to take care of home. Like us as individuals, we got to take care of each other. Like I made a analogy where if you have a house, right, or apartment, and your apartment is filthy dirty, and you got mice and roaches, you call the landlord to exterminate and complain about the mice and roaches, no matter how much he exterminate, if the sole base of your apartment is still dirty, you're still gonna have the infestation. So at the end of the day, us as blacks, we need to honor our lives more and not bring that violence amongst each other. And the way we the more we carry ourselves in a higher standard, that will make others appreciate and want to support the movement, so that the change will come more swift and quicker. You get what I'm saying?
So, I know what you're saying.
How do y'all feel about that?
You're 100% on that. Perfect example. There's a little Hispanic business down the street, ice cream shop. Guy painted it out real nice in the outside, with little cows, pictures for kids, to attract customers. Who went and destroyed his business, graffiti all over and everything? Our people. It wasn't the boogie white man. We got to stop blaming everything on the white man all the time. You know what I'm trying to say? We don't take care of our own. You know what I'm saying? We destroy ourselves, man. And we always blame the white. If I was rich, I would not spend a nickel supporting the ghettos. For what? My money's going to go to waste. They're either going to steal it or they're going to build something and we're going to come back and destroy it. We got to focus at home and teaching our kids. It starts from home, teaching our kids values, man. If we can't ourselves, how people are going to respect us, as human beings,
Go ahead.
But you just said that. You said that if you were rich, you wouldn't put money in the ghetto. But those are the places that we need to teach. You just said we need to teach them. Those are the places that we need to build community centers in. Mm-hmm. Not schools necessarily. We need community centers where Black people can teach other Black people, because the schools, which are not taught by Black people, aren't teaching them what they need to know. They're teaching them things that feed to the cycle and keep them being the way that they are. They're not trying to change Black people. So we need to teach our own. So those are the places that we need to build in.
I could agree with this. I'll say this. If you look at impoverished areas as opposed to, more rich areas, you could look into school systems, whatever. There's way more curriculums that you can do. You have way more electives that you can do. You can do cricket or lacrosse, things of that nature, different types of sports and things of that. I remember when I was going to school, whatever, Linden High School, as part of the curriculum, for electives, you could take cooking, you could take sewing, you could take welding, you could do all these things. Now in impoverished areas, these things are taken away from Blacks or kids that, are less fortunate. So the opportunity gap now is, smaller. So if you're taking away these electives, taking away community centers, or you're not trying to build upon these, people have no escape. And at the end of the day, in these communities, you're looking for a means of money. So if you're not getting any money and you got food to put on the table, you're gonna look by desperate means to get what you gotta get as far as for feeding your family and stuff.
Yeah. Now, a question real quick, Deontay. You remember the summertime when all them riots were going on all over the United States? I'm a little confused. Honestly, I'm a little confused because they say it was Black Lives Matter with Antifa. They were saying it was Antifa. Who was creating all that?
I don't think that it was Black Lives Matter. I don't think that Antifa is a real group, but I don't think it was Black Lives Matter. I think Black Lives Matters were having protests, and it was just individuals looking to riot, individuals looking to come up. I actually know some people who went in some stores and they weren't protesting at all. They were just going out using the riots as a guise to go steal some stuff. I know some people who went.
I could agree with that.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
So in the defense of my beautiful Trumpsters out there. Don't you think that when they stormed that White House, it was probably non-Trumpsters that went in there, and it was other individuals with a bad intent to make the Trumpsters look bad? I could argue the argument too.
Hey, that's a good argument. So. That's a good argument.
It's not because the people who stormed the Capitol put themselves on Facebook. They recorded themselves going in, that taking pictures of the Congress people stuff and saying, we think that the Republicans would agree with that. They were admitting who they were. They said who they were.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. I don't know.
Now, this is one thing that I will say that I agree with. As far as the protest in Capitol Hill, this is why I say us blacks, we gotta take, like, as far as the Black Lives Matter and everything like that. Blacks minority, because to me, like, we're all in the same boat or whatever.
Yeah.
I think what they did at Capitol Hill, I don't agree with it, but I respect it. The reason why I respect it is because they had a beef with the politicians, Capitol Hill itself. They didn't go riot, loot a store. They didn't go burning anything. They took it straight to the source. The problem that they had. They disregarded, like they went straight to the source. So that I can respect. So the way I see it, if we're gonna protest and things of that nature, take it straight to the source for those who can change the laws, those who could make the difference. I mean, it still starts within our communities, but if you're gonna, riot and stuff like that, take it straight to Capitol Hill. So I can't be mad at that.
Yeah. Go ahead, Deontay. You got something to say?
I'm gonna say to that that's the whole reason that Black Lives Matter does protest. Victor made a comment earlier. Well, I don't think he made the comment earlier, but people say, why not protest? He said something to this effect. People say, why not protest when Black people kill Black people or whatever? But that's because we can talk to Black people. Like, I've been to multiple reach out events to reach out to the youth, reach out to Black people, stop the violence event. I've been to multiple one of those. But the only way we can reach the higher ups is by protesting. That's how we get their attention. By building, making some noise.
Well, I disagree with that one, man. It seems like it's not working, man. Yeah, go in there and talk to them young kids. They be like, I'm not gonna go and kill one, I'm gonna go kill two now. Nothing changing.
But I will say this though. There is a lot of focus on, black on black crime, but white on white crime is very high too. You get what I'm saying? No. What I'm saying is, when you're in an impoverished area, because you do have whites that are in impoverished area. So in those impoverished areas that are predominantly white, there's going to be crime, white on white crime. So what I'm saying is, when you're in an impoverished area and it's predominantly blacks and there's not a lot of opportunities, people are going to resort to crime as far as a means to get money to put food on the table, which is why I'm saying you gotta invest in these areas as far as putting community centers up, things of that nature, so they have a way out. Like Biggie said it best, like you either have a wicked jump shot or you selling drugs as a means of escaping from the ghetto. So if you don't have that much means of escape, then you're going to resort to what you know or what you see in your environment,
And that what you said is actually proven in every society throughout history. There's always a correlation between the rich having more money and less crime. Where there's more money, there's less crime. Where there's less money, there's more crime. That's actually proven throughout history, throughout multiple civilizations. Socializations. That's all I was gonna say.
Yeah. I think the problem is in the government, man. I think the government is playing whites and blacks against one another, bro. That's my personal opinion. There's a lot of white people.
Governor.
There's a lot of people that are broke. White people. Not all white people got money and got it good. You got a lot of broke ones. Us three are doing better than a lot of white people. And we're minority people. Not all white people got money. That's the government playing a race card with one another, man. That's all it is, man. It's the government, man. And then white people on Capitol Hill showed us in one way, minority people, this is how you do it. Stop crying and about the boogie white man. You got a problem? Go handle it. And that's why they handle it.
Now
You
let
know?
me say this. Let me say this. I can agree with you to an extent, but the reason why I also can't agree with you is because if Black Lives Matter went to Capitol Hill to protest, I do not believe you would have had cops escorting people into the building. The reason why is because the reason why is because you had a lot of cops who was in agreement with what they're fighting for, as far as feeling the election is rigged and things of that nature. So if they agree with it, and to me personally, I believe it was a lot of moving parts, because they're saying on one end, we need clearance from XYZ to do this, to do that. But when Black Lives Matter did do a protest at Capitol Hill, they was ready. Armed forces was ready and waiting. So there was no storming of any sort, because they would have opened fire. You get what I'm saying? Which is why Black Lives Matter is started, because it's like when it comes to the white counterparts, y'all not gonna take those hostile actions very quickly. Whereas if it was Black Lives Matter, they would have took hostile actions quickly at any site of any type of overtaking or anything like that. So there is a difference. There is a difference. Like, in my opinion, there is a difference. If I know, prime example, when I was younger, right? My sister and her husband now, they were dating or whatever. And being the fact that I knew I could say whatever I wanted to him and treat him however, he wouldn't do anything back to me, I kept it going because I knew there would be no repercussions, until my sister basically gave him the okay, like, yo, if you want him to respect you, you're gonna have to whoop his ass, like straight up. So we went on the side of the house, whatever, your man chipped me up, and he was like, yo, if your mom say something, like what? She was like, yo, let me deal with him. I was the type of person, I wasn't gonna go back to my mom's anyway. But after he chipped me up, I realized, yo, I just can't go talk however to him, because I know it's gonna be repercussions. So if you go storm the cat, they're not gonna be more likely to shoot you on sight. Of course you're gonna be bold and take those steps. But if you know for a fact that I go out of line, they're gonna shoot me, it make you cause to pause. That's all I'm saying.
I disagree with that one, because when the Black Lives Matter protesters went down to Washington, they were pretty aggressive, Wally. Let's keep it real. They wasn't peacefully protesting, and they were in the street. They wasn't even in front of Capitol Hill.
Yeah, that's the street. We're talking Capitol Hill, where senators and stuff are. Like, I may talk crap to a police officer or whatever, but I'm not going to talk crap to the president with all his secret services around him. I know that's a bigger dilemma right there. You get what I'm saying?
I don't think black people are going to get killed going peacefully protesting in front of Capitol Hill. I don't think they're going to get killed, Wally.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, for instance, Deontay, you saw how they were being aggressive to the police officers, like trying to bash the gate in to get into Capitol Hill and stuff like that.
That I agree with you. They would have got shot if they were black. I agree with you on that.
That's my point. So if they see that they're pushing and battering and they're not getting shot, basically you're testing how much further can I go? How much further can I go? How much further can I? If you see you can keep going further and further with no repercussions, then why stop now?
Yeah. Go ahead, Deontay.
Yeah, what do you got to say on it, Deontay?
I don't know. I agree with what you just said. Why stop if they're not getting repercussions? I ain't got nothing to say about that one.
Yeah. I keep saying it like it is, man. White people showed minority people how to handle it. Malcolm X been saying it since when he was alive. Peaceful protests don't work, man. You got to get violent in life, man.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Vic.
Power respects power, man. All that crying and protesting. How long are people going to be doing that shit? And not black people. I'm going to talk about black people because, they're the ones that got the burden on the hardest out of any minority group in America. It's not working, man.
Peaceful protest goes hand in hand with non-peaceful protest. If it wasn't for Malcolm X and his movement, Martin Luther King's movement wouldn't have been as powerful as it was, because the government, they were like, I don't want to deal with Malcolm X. Let's come to an agreement with Martin Luther King. So it came hand in hand where both of them were necessary.
Yeah, that's a good
And what happened to Martin Luther King when he started thinking like, I don't know, Malcolm X might have a point, man. This he got a bullet put in his when he started thinking and complaining.
I don't think that's the reason he got. I don't think that's the reason he was assassinated.
I think so. I think when he started noticing that, I think this is a bad idea of integrating our people. That a lot of black people think the same, man. You know.
Look, Vic, I'm not saying you're not making valid points or whatever, like, you know, taking the from out of what people from Capitol Hill did. But what I'm basically saying is it's a lot easier to take that step when you know it's less of a repercussion than,
Let me
you know what I'm
something,
saying?
Wally. We're talking about, if we go to Capitol Hill, how a cop will quickly put a bullet on that. Let me say something.
Okay.
When we're killing each other wholesale in the street, are we thinking about fear or anything like that? We're quickly to go smoke one of our own people, and he might have a gun and shoot back at us. But we ain't scared to kill one another. But we're scared to go and challenge the real oppressor and scared to die. I don't understand that. We're willing to die to kill.
I don't think that the people shooting each other in the streets are the same people protesting. I don't think the people shooting each other in the streets are the same people protesting. I think the
a lot of them.
Nah, let him finish what he was saying. Let Deontay finish what he was saying.
Okay. No, I saw a sign that came out of my screen. That's all.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I think that the people out here protesting and the people out here killing each other are two separate entities. The people out here killing each other are just worried about themselves. They're just worried about coming up for themselves, making money for themselves, whether they be drug dealers or whatever. And they come up, they not worried about anybody else in the black community. Same way with some people who come up the right way, they're not worried about other people in the black community. So everybody in the black community isn't a reflection of everybody else in the black community, isn't a reflection on the people protesting.
I understand that, yeah.
That's a very good point. You know what? I never even really looked at it like that. That's a very good point. That's a very good point.
But where's the courage for the ones doing positive in the ghettos? Where's the courage to come out and point out the scumbag that just finished shooting and shot a little girl?
They got a program. They got a program like that called "Don't Shoot." I'm telling, don't shoot. Where they pay black people, they pay people to talk to the police. It's a black run group. They pay people to talk to the police. So they have like I don't know if it's like a bounty or whatever, but if you have information that leads to conviction, you get paid by them.
I'm not going to go and snitch nobody to the police, to the cops.
You
can't even trust the cops, honestly. They'll give out where you live at so you can go and get killed.
But that's why that program is started. Sorry, Wally.
Nah. What I was gonna say was, Vic, you just answered your own question on why not go to the cops and clean up your community, whatever. You literally just answered your own question.
I know. I'm saying that we need the community to come out together and go and fight these guys. Check this out, Wally. How you gonna buy a home? Our people buy homes, and our own people are bringing down the value on our own homes, selling drugs in front of our house and everything. And our people are scared to come out and call the cops and everything because they're scared to get hurt. The house might get burned down. They might shoot up the house. You know what I'm saying? We terrorize our own people more than white people, man. And we got to stop blaming white people for everything, man. Let's fix our neighborhoods first and change our way of living with one another in the ghettos. And let's see how people start looking at us. They're going to start looking at us differently, man.
I could agree with that.
A bad image. We give out filth in music. We give out filth in movies. And this is what the whole world sees, the reflection of our people in the ghettos, bro.
But this is what I'll say. We're about to run out of time in a minute, but this is what I will say. Damn, I lost train of thought that quickly. This is what I will say. For every video that they show of a black person doing all these crimes and stuff like that, there are millions of videos of people doing good. For every video they have of a cop, shooting an unarmed black, they have a lot of videos of cops that actually do good. But we're in our society, we focus on the negatives. So that one video that you see of that cop or that black person doing something, that stays in our mind,
Yeah.
and we focus on that and disregard all the other positives. So now, whenever you interact with the police officer or the black, you already have a preconceived notion. So even if we're doing good, all it takes is one mess up to undermine everything.
Yeah. Well, I don't look at our people, you know, like all black people are the same, all Hispanics are the same. Because in reality, out of my neighborhood, you know what I'm saying, where I live at, I don't really see black people doing bad. You know what I'm saying?
But Vic, that's
You know?
you. That's you. We're talking in
It's a
society.
street.
We're talking in society.
And
Yeah,
these problems have nothing to do with it. Sometimes, are y'all there?
Yeah, we here.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
I'm
I thought
good.
you
Yeah.
froze. These problems have nothing to do with each other. Sometimes, like, yes, yes, we need to fix ourselves in our community, but there are also external problems that we also need to focus on.
Mhm.
So why can we not fix our communities over here and focus on the external problems over here? Like, why do we have to choose one to do and forget about the other one?
That's a good point. That's a good point. Well, how do you
Yeah,
feel
well,
about it, Vic?
Well, you can't forget about both of them, but I think you know, I think you should do one thing at a time. I don't think you could juggle two things at once. You know, if we're doing it right now, juggling two at the same time, it seems not to be working, man. I still believe deep in my heart, we got to focus on our neighborhoods and focus raising our kids right, so we could make a better impression to the world that we're not the scum that they paint out to be in the news every day, bro. That's my opinion, man. You know?
All right.
You know?
Got any last things to say, Deontay, before we wrap this up?
Nah.
Wally, I died out my battery, all right?
All right. Well, all I gotta say is, man, like, I support the movement and everything like that, and I feel like we as a society need to, you know, focus on getting the things situated, like, in our communities, at the same time focusing on the outside sources, like you say, like working on the two of them hand in hand, I believe is beneficial for us or whatever, as far as like sparking and trying to make that change. So, like I said, I support Black Lives Matter 100%. Some of the things that they post on their IG and stuff, I don't agree with, like the twerking video, which you made a video on. So guys, check that out. And Vic's channel and, you know, Deontay's channel will be in the link in the description. So I hope you found this video, you know, informative and you learned a couple of things, and hit that subscribe button. Subscribe to my channel, you know, subscribe to Vic's channel, subscribe to Deontay's channel. You know, we love that support. Share it amongst your friends. So we'll catch you guys on the next one. And we got another collab video coming also. So stay tuned for that one. So we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.
Hey, wow.
Time for me to hold it down. Time for me to break it down. Y'all cats don't wanna see me. Y'all better mind your P's and Q's.